Would you like to apologize? Because that dude, you heard Chris Collinsworth say it on the broadcast. He is a football player, and he changes the way that Baltimore can run their 2-minute offense. Absolutely. He changes the way you have to play defense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Chris, he's a weapon. He is a weapon, and not often do we say that kickers are weapons, right? Kickers are the ones that we don't normally let talk in the locker room. We push them over here to the side. They kind of do their own thing. But Justin Tucker, I tell you what, hey, my little son, if you want to be a kicker, you can be just like Justin Tucker. Hey, dude's a football player, though. Absolutely, man.
And you know what? I thought they dodged something here tonight because this would have been the third straight home game where they could have blown a double-digit lead. Lamar Jackson, I know he's going to be, because he's such a stand-up guy in these post-game press conferences, he's going to say, I missed some home run balls out there.
Yeah, he did.
Right? He missed one to Duvernay. He missed one to Wallace. He didn't play great. His accuracy has improved significantly. I think he feels like he got away with one tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what it's about in the National Football League. Like, you're going to win. You want to win some of those games that you don't think you're supposed to win. And that's what the Baltimore Ravens are doing. They're building this little resume of saying, hey, we can win a lot of different ways. And that's what you want. You want your football teams battle tested. And I tell you what, the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, just really a great game plan. You think about what the Cincinnati Bengals want to be with that offense, right? And all of those weapons, obviously not having T. Higgins out there, kind of changed what they were able to do offensively. But I was extremely impressed with the Baltimore Ravens, especially on the defensive side of the football. McDonald, their defensive coordinator, I thought he did a masterful job just switching it up, right? Because a lot of these coaches, man, they don't seem to have real eyes sometimes. And I say that from a standpoint of they do the same things over and over again, even if it's not successful. You knew you weren't able to match up man-to-man with those guys from your meeting last year. You get in more zone. And to me, zone is great for young quarterbacks because it makes it hard. It makes it muddy. Chris, think about guys dropping in zones. If you're a man, I know you're following him. I run little race balls across the field. And it's just man beaters. When I'm in zone, you have to dictate where that football goes. And you can see Joe Burrow didn't really know where to go with that football early on.
Okay, so the Bengals actually took the lead with just under 2 minutes to go. They completed a 75-yard drive, 13 plays, almost 8 minutes off the clock. But before that, they had a drive where they got down right near the goal line, and they essentially took the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. This is a second down play. Tyler Boyd? No. That didn't work. Marcus Peters sniffed it out. And then later on the drive on fourth down, they throw a little shovel pass. Joe Burrow is one of the young elite passers in the game. Let him do his thing.
And just look how disconjointed both of those plays look, Chris, to your point. This is Joe Burrow. This is Joe Mixon. This is Jamar Chase. Tyler Boyd, you still have a plethora of weapons, and you take the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands and you're running the fake Philly special. I didn't like that play call. And then the shuffle pass. It just, like, if that's not what you do in that situation, I got to have it play. I'm not going to that. You could just see how just uncomfortable Joe Burrow looked throwing that football in there. They needed to practice that one just a little bit longer.
By the way, nobody at the goal line's allowed to run that except for the Kansas City Chiefs with Travis Kelce. Like, they're the only one where it looks comfortable. Everybody else is like, they're all over. You look like me in the backyard. Let's stop running that play, okay? Thank you. All right, let's get to a little more action from Sunday. Philly and Arizona. Kyler Murray taking on the lone unbeaten in Jalen Hurts. He already has one career multi-touchdown rushing game. Only Cam Newton has more. Kid's a weapon.
Yes, he is, man. Those legs, when you got a dual-threat quarterback, you'll always have a chance.
You know who's been a great pickup? Hollywood! Marquise Brown. Look at the moves.
Yes.
By the way, what do we think of the Cardinals' black helmets? Yay or nay?
I like them. Yeah.
You in?
Yay, I am in.
Okay. And he's into the end zone, down 14-7. On to the fourth. Cards are still down a touchdown. No James Conner. He's banged up, so they go with Eno Benjamin. He's like the last resort running the ball, and that's a good resort. His first touchdown of the year. We're tied at 17. Here's where it gets interesting. Under 4.5 to go, Eagles 3rd and 12. Dallas Goedert, that's 16, and that's a first down. Hurts threw for 239, ran for 61 more. 7 plays later, under 2 to go. That's Cameron Dicker, the all-time leading scorer at the University of Texas, because Jake Elliott's out and he's banged up. Eagles took 8 minutes off the clock. They lead by 3. Weird situation here. 2nd and 10, no more timeouts for the Cardinals. Tyler thinks he slides safely for the first down. They rule him shy. So he's like, he thinks he has time. He thinks that's first down where he's spiking. It was 3rd down. So now, oh gosh, we got to kick it. And we got to kick it with Matt Amendola, who we just brought on because Matt Prater's got a bad hip. This guy was not good in Kansas City, and he's not good here from 43 yards out. He had missed a bunch in practice. He pushed it here. The Eagles improved to 5-0. Usually it's offensive linemen that come to the aid of their quarterbacks out there. Well, today it was Justin Pugh coming to the defense of a kicker.
Ball and been able to score. So I don't want a guy. Everyone's waiting around for one guy to come back here. It ain't right. It's not right. All right? So I don't want a guy. Get your up. We're going to win games.
All right, that was pretty cool.
That was.
Another NFC East, NFC West matchup at the home of the champs. First quarter, Matthew Stafford, his offensive line's been brutalized this year. Dorrance Armstrong with the strip. Tank! We got a Tank sighting in L.A. He scores. What's going on here?
Dallas is scoring on defense. Somebody better get Dan Quinn a head job, man. I'll tell you that.
Second quarter, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. You know what? Trevon Diggs, you didn't do anything wrong. This kid just made a play.
Yes, he did. Oh, my goodness. His cup runneth over, Chris, all the time.
75 yards, his longest touchdown snag of his career. Hey, man, even LeBron's loving it. Yak, 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 all the way to the house. You know who's going to the house? Tony Pollard. They got to get more touches, D-Hall.
They better. I tell you what, that's all Dallas is doing, running the football, protecting the football, and playing great defense.
Dallas up 16-10 at the break. Pollard, 8 carries for 86 yards. Fourth quarter, Rams are down a dozen. Stafford on 3rd and 13, looking to make a play, overshoots Allen Robinson, Malik Hooker with the INT. Stafford tied for the league lead with 7 INTs. As for Micah Parsons in this one, now earlier in the game, Jason Cooper Kupp came up a little lame. He looked like me doing the cardio, but that's me max effort. Strained groin a little bit, but he still battled through it.
Oh, yeah.
He had 2 of Dallas's 5 sacks. And the Rams fall under 500 for the first time under McVay, other than week 1 in a season. Dallas improves to 4-1. They're nasty. You know what's bad? LA's offense. So look at this. Fewest points by a reigning Super Bowl champ, first 5 games of the year. Keep in mind the 87 Giants team. Some of those games were played by replacement players. No excuses, though, for the Rams. Coach McVay, what say you?
We've got to be able to run the football efficiently. And then when we do not run the football efficiently, we're having trouble protecting and being able to hold up. And then you can't give yourself a chance to let things develop. And so, I love Matthew Stafford. He is competing and doing everything in his power for this team. He needs some help. And we got to be able to help him.
Rams, 29th in points per game. They are dead last in rushing yards per game.
Yeah.
They are passing it nearly 70% of the time. Are there any quick fixes here, or are you worried?
I'm a little worried. I am definitely worried because I always have confidence in Sean McVay, but I'm not seeing that creativity that I'm used to seeing. I'm not seeing guys motioning, and I'm not seeing them getting guys open like you've been seeing. Part of that, they can't run the football. When you can't run the football effectively, essentially your play-action pass game is gone. So now you don't have your play-action pass game. You can't run the football. You can't protect Matthew Stafford like he said. They're going to have to leave more guys in to block. And it's going to be a lot of 2- and 3-man routes for this Rams offense moving forward until they find a way to effectively run the football to take some of this pressure off of Matthew Stafford.
The fun thing with McVay the first few years has been they've been so unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
But now with an offensive line where they've had 5 different starting combinations in 5 weeks, they become much more predictable. Maybe they'll get healthy next week when the Carolina Panthers, who have 1 win so far, come a-calling. As for next Sunday night, at this time, 1 week from today, we will be talking about a Sunday night special. Dallas at unbeaten Philly. How close is Dallas to Philadelphia? I know everybody's screaming saying, Rose, you're an idiot. It's 1 game. That I get.
Yeah.
But how close are they?
I think it's very close. Because we're seeing Dallas kind of start to figure out who they want to be without Dak Prescott. So think about when Dak is back into the fold, right? I think they're able to do a lot of different things too. But Philly's just dangerous. The way they're playing football right now, the way Jalen Hurts is playing, the weapons they have, that running game, the defense that shows up, can take the football away. I mean, I said it earlier when we were watching the Sunday night game. I I feel like a Super Bowl team is coming out of the NFC East. It went from the NFC least to the NFC beast because somebody's coming. And look, I don't totally believe in the Giants right now, but Brian Daboll has me believing that that they're working on some things. But when you watch the Philadelphia Eagles play football on both sides of the football, when you watch the Dallas Cowboys, and like I said, this is without this is without Dak Prescott. This is with Cooper Rush. I totally wrote the Cowboys off. Totally wrote them off.
Really?
And now to see them right now, it's going to be interesting, Chris. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that Philly offensive line against that Dallas pass rush, that is going to be something special. By the way, the last 3 times the Cowboys have started 4-1, they've won the division. The last time the Eagles were the last unbeaten team in the NFL, they made it all the way to Super Bowl 39. So a lot on the line next Sunday night. That is going to be great. All right, let's head to upstate New York. First NFL start for Kenny Pickett, the 20th overall pick by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Josh Allen backed up his own goal line on his first try. He's like, oh, so you're just adding to my passing stats. Gabe Davis, 98 yards, longest pass play in the NFL in 6 years, and tied for the longest play from scrimmage in Buffalo. T.O. had the longest as well. Kid can throw it. It's time for our Geico play of the day. You like that one? How about this? Hey, Minkah Fitzpatrick had this in his mitts. What happened?
As a DB, it just breaks my heart. You're in perfect position. You got your hand on the ball. The receiver says, no, I'll take that. And you fall on the ground. Man, I tell you what. And I love me some Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, playmaker.
Great play. That's what's going to make that Bills team scary. We know what Stephon Diggs is. If Gabe Davis can continue to be a superstar like we saw at the end of last year, sky's the limit.
You mentioned Stephon Diggs. He had 8 for 102, and he won the pass, punt, and kick contest. Allen threw for 348 of his career-high 424 in the first half. As for Pickett, got ugly. He had one run in earlier after a hit that wasn't called late, and then he thought this by Shaq Lawson wasn't nice, so he went after it. Young man, do not stick your throwing hand in somebody's face mask. I know it's a little hand, but don't do that. Don't do that. So the Steelers get crushed 38-3, the worst loss in the Tomlin era and worst loss for the franchise since the Browns beat them 51-0 in 1989. By the way, this is the 3rd time that the Steelers have started 1-4 under Mike Tomlin. They've never finished worse than 8-8. Coach, was this an effort issue?
You know, I don't have a lot of questions in that regard. I got questions about the quality of our play and our, some of the positions that we put them in, but I don't question that component in my gut as I stand here. We just got smashed today.
I love Mike T.
I do too. Let's do a little Sunday Night Football. Joe Burr almost threw for 1,000 yards in 2 meetings against Baltimore a season ago. What would happen if blank check? It's easy when it ain't your check, by the way. Second quarter, Lamar. Did they forget that Mark Andrews played?
That's the only dude I'm covering, Chris, is Mark Andrews.
10-0. Lamar looking for more. And overshoots Marcus Robinson. Von Bell with the INT, his 3rd in the last 2 games for Bell.
Got that.
Ensuing Bengals possession, Joe Burr to Hayden Hurst, the former Ravens first rounder, gets into the end zone.
Yeah, he played like he wanted this one too.
Yeah, he sure did. Good for him. Bengals cut the deficit to 10-7. Third quarter, we're tied at 10. Lamar. Hey,
this is the change of point. Because look, Coach Harbaugh's looking like, I don't want to, though.
Goes for it on 4th and 2, and he had his guy. Had Tyler Wallace wide. Oh, God, it was a great play design. Next-gen stats, the overthrow had a completion probability of almost 70%. Oh, man. Very next play, Joe picked off Patrick Queen, his former college teammate at LSU. Yeah. What? Telling me to shush?
Oh, no, he icy, though.
Oh, okay. He is icy. And so's this guy, Justin Tucker from 58 yards. Ravens are up 13-10. Yeah, you did make it right.
That's the money pose.
Yeah, and looking at a pretty good young kicker in Evan McPherson, too. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, that's on 3rd and goal. So what are we going to do now on 4th and goal? We showed it to you earlier in this program.
Yeah, we want to play. We've only practiced 3 times, guys. That's what we do. Come on, Zach.
Calais Campbell just blew it up. Hey, I'm not going to let you run that play in there. He's got the best voice. It's way better than what I just did, but you understand. Ensuing Ravens possession. 3rd and 5, Jackson to Isaiah Likely, who is likely shy of a first down. So 4th and 1. Remember last week they went for it against Buffalo. What are they going to do here? They're going to take a delay of game, kick a field goal, and go up 6. Well, as for the Bengals, let's say this. They ran the ball much more effectively with Joe Mixon tonight.
Yes, they did. After struggling all year long, they actually got Joe Mixon going, and it relaxed that offense just a little bit.
9 plays later, Burrow on 3rd and 5 to Jamar Chase. 7 catches, 50 yards. Not gaudy stats at all, but that'll move the chains, and it's 1st and goal. 2 plays later, at the 2-minute warning when Mom and Pop looking on, he gets a little push and a shove from his friends, and he breaks the plane. And Cincinnati has its first lead of the game. Why? Because the PAT from McPherson is good.
That's what they say.
Well, if it goes over the top.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
If it goes over the inside part of the outside part of the post, it's good. That's good.
Okay.
17-16. Well, we talked about it. Ravens, different play call when you got that guy standing on the sideline. Pardon me, coming through. Led the team 58 yards on the ground. When doesn't he lead the team in rushing every week, huh? Unreal. And 4 plays later, Tucker from 43 yards out for his 61st consecutive field goal in the 4th quarter or overtime. And if you're thinking, man, oh man, that looked as straight as could be, you ain't kidding, because Michael Lopez tweeted using next-gen stats, the ball tracking data, Tucker's game-winning field goal crossed the upright with a Y coordinate width of the field of 26.52. The exact middle of the field is 26.67. Basically, he's saying it hit the middle of the uprights.
I wish I could hit my driver that ass.
Yeah, good luck. I've seen you hit it. Lamar, you good?
Let's just do what we do in practice. You know, it's 2-minute drill. We work on that every day in practice, you know, for situations like this. And I say we prevailed. You know, offense did a great job driving the ball down the field and giving Tucker a chance. You know, we got to go that kicker, and that's just what it was.
Do you have any doubt that it's going in when Justin lines up for that?
Nah, I didn't. I still prayed, though. But I really didn't have no doubt, though, because I thank God we got Tucker on our side.